got himself into the game a little bit quicker than the other players. But looking at agent select here, it looks like safe on Vice.
Oh, I did not see that one coming. So Kix is going to be staying on that Brimstone. I think that they did some swap here and there, and they decide to go away from the Gecko, go away from the Sky, and just put Unfake on the Fade. Oh, it would have been lovely to have Trice on that one, and save and save on the Vice. So okay, a lot of defensive util. I want to see how that is going to affect, because I feel like there were times where Safe wasn't really still in his element on Haven.
We like the Safe Vice.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think I like Safe on anything, but I'm not a big fan of the comp, to be honest. I think that the KO will be an indirect counter against the Vise in general. I also am not a big fan of Euro solo on this map as a duelist, especially going against a comp that doesn't even have a hard sentinel. There's not like much to do, like objectives you can complete.
So like bait and
exactly
and whatnot. Yeah, I agree. I think that I want to see at least comfort. Maybe Derke going on the operator. I want to see some confident plays from him.
I mean, if Safe Vice is anything like his Cypher back in the days, Mitch and Tom, it's going to be a fantastic performance. Am I right?
Is she right, Tom?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think he was always very good with the way that he used his utility, so I'm excited to see what he's going to pull out over on the Vice. I am very nervous for Vitality here, though. Like, even though they've had the mass compositional change, I think this is a very comfortable map for Na'Vi, especially on that attack side. So again, we're going to be kind of looking at this map that if Na'Vi do well in this first half, it's almost going to feel like it's done. I think that Angel is very comfortable calling on this map. I think individually you have some very good players. I do think on the other side, though, like having that Viper is always going to be exciting with Les. I think that he's very good at sort of taking space, having that lurk, and basically causing mass amounts of issues. It's the rest of the composition I'm looking at and going, okay, are these players going to be able to fit everything together perfectly to win this map that they desperately need to win?
And Alexa coming off of a solid first map as well. Here on the Rays, I think he's going to be a big factor that you have to shut down as Vitality, and they certainly struggled in the previous. And I think a couple of factors for them, not just like you saw the pauses with nothing really working in their favor afterwards. We saw Safe have a really bad second half, and that's him on an ISO. Now on the Vice, he can at least play around his util a little more, but as Flya said, you've got a KO on the other side. There's going to be less than an easy defensive half for Vitality. We'll see how this plays out. NAVI, they've surprised us on map number 1, making it look easy. But the start of this one sees Ruxic falling.
Bit of a gamble from Ruxic. They knew that there was only one player isolated behind that knife, but a gamble that hasn't paid off. Dirk is actually still holding on to that control, as it seems like they have just gambled in onto this A site, which is where the pressure's currently coming through. I guess the idea from Vitality was like, okay, we've just got to kill on the other side of the map. They're probably going to hold players there. Instead, there's a fast flank coming in from Angel. If they go back in that direction, they'll be met by the IGL. The rest are being slowed down. That nade could just eliminate a couple of players. It's not quite caught, but just look at the time. 25 seconds as they're now pushing into the stack. They're boxed in from behind. Hero's already caught another. This pistol has turned into a disaster, but they still have Durka to try and save the day. Now left on to Unfake, but look at the time. 12 seconds left. Angel just trying to buy the clock, but he's eventually going to have to take the fight, and he'll win it anyway.
Very nicely done. A pistol round for Na'Vi early on. Vitality left in the dust. A hell of a try from Durka. That's the second opening pistol we've seen in a row where he picks up 3 at the same performance when it came to Haven. They had a 4-1 lead and lost 13-7.
Down A.
If this was the story we were telling, I very much expected it to be Na'Vi showing up early, then teetering out and losing Haven. Perplexing that it was Vitality, and now worrying as we move to this. I like the investment from Durka as well. 2 away from ult. He's gone in with the Outlaw. Going to look to try to take advantage of the light shields, of which there are 3.
They're doing this deep smoke quite often, though. Looking to try and fight for B long control. We've seen aggression on the other side of the map using the Viper screen. This is what this composition does for the defensive side, and it's a little risky. I don't think we'll be seeing that peaked again. Although saying that, Ruxic immediately swings after the smoke.
Well, the 2 players peeking there are the ones with full shields as well, so not quite as scared of that Outlaw as everyone else will be. And I think now you'll see some more shallow angles being held by the rest of the squad. That is a brave jump up from Xiao.
Sorry, you were saying?
And he did have full shields, but 2 bursts to the Outlaw, and he's down. Very valuable opening pick. They won't retrieve the weapon, but the hope here is that there's been a rotation off the A site, a panic play. As we can see, that is not the case.
No, but the players on that side of the map are only with pistols. The gun has now been retrieved by Ruxic, but if he's going to get in to try and support, he needs to get in fairly quickly. There's high potential for Angel being overwhelmed. In fact, he gets absolutely nothing. Now the rifle is there, but this is already looking very dangerous for Na'Vi.
Ruxic's rifle recovered as it was! It gets it too! 2 of the craziest kills I've seen! Running inside a smoke! One of them was a headshot! Damage done. But the plant already in, and Vitality look to play this post plant now. Molly on kicks, Snakebite on glass. They've got quite a bit to work with, but not a lot of players. The Molly's going to be burned up first. Alexic toying with the idea of getting it to half, but pulls off early. The time really starts to tick away now. This gets dangerous with Les finding another. The Outlaw onto the low shields of Alexic, and it's all on Ruxic. He's sticking it to half. He might even stick it the full way. Snakebite goes through, but nobody's peeking until the very last second. 1-1. Vitality find their way back.
Ruxic almost won that round from straight BS from start to finish. A running spray and then almost defusing all the way at the end. But it is just unnecessary gambles, I feel, from the side of Na'Vi. Like, you know, at that point they definitely knew.
That's insane.
They knew there was an Outlaw on the other side. And then once that spike goes down, we know the value of those post plants. That is a frustrating round to lose, a chance for a solid start. And now, well, they have 2 rifles. They also have a Bucky.
So I feel like the impact of the Outlaw there was what had Angel playing so passive inside of Bathroom. Like, you look at his position where he went down, and like, what the hell are you doing? You've got a pistol, you're up against an eco, they're going to group and push, and you've no information on Bat. So holding close like that just seems like a fool's errand. But again, if he peeks wide and there's an Outlaw there, he loses his life, and all of a sudden A is being heavily pushed on. So I think probably falling back to site would have been better, but it is what it is. Hero, oh, he'll get away.
That's the danger. You still have a rifle in Hero's hands. Angel will take the other. Maybe not most people's first choice, but when we go back to their last performance on this map, he was one of the best performers. Ruxic. Bucky has been revealed, and well, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Les has now lost the fight versus Angel. That Guardian still standing. An immediate response would be as damaging as that second round going into the fray. Unfake trying to get back in. He tries to hit the timing on the knife being used, but Angel's won that fight as well. Another for the IGL, leaving just 2 standing on the Vitality side, and there's going to be another fight. This time Safe will put him down, but he is all that is left, needing an ace. And well, there was a rifle delivered to Alexic just moments ago. 15 seconds, there is no chance.
He will be dropped by the wide swing of Hero, a 3rd kill coming out of Hero, putting him 1 away from a Viper's pit in what could be a very formative round for this early half. It was him getting aggressive to open, finding so much value in the late round with those 2 picks.
Yeah. The unfortunate is this pay safe card Thrifty has just undone basically everything that Vitality managed to achieve in the last round. Like, it was a great individual brilliance from Durka to start it off. The pistols overwhelming everybody else, and now Na'Vi sit there with all those rifles picked up. It just happens that their opponents bought them instead.
Yeah, huge economy buff. Viper's Pit online for the first full buy, or the next full buy, I suppose, Vitality. It's not a pretty sight, that is for sure. The aggression here, it's all part of the bigger plan for NAVI, sending players through the TP, but this leaves B much more open, in fact, completely open. It seems like Vitality are being a bit hesitant to take that space.
You would be. Like, who's going to gamble on the B side being completely clear? Even if you've seen
crazy.
3 people, like, there's still 2 others that you would expect are probably on the B side. They're not. But there will be 4 players on the B side by the time they actually go to push into it. A very quick rotation now from Na'Vi, and the knife is going to give the game away. That's at least a couple, and one of them has already been dropped. Durka now aggressively placed. We've already seen a player jump through this wall once. It seems like he's going to try it on the other side and is met by Alexic. The Haunt just a little bit late. Nice shots coming out from Safe, but anything more, well, it would have to be a miracle.
Yeah, there's none to be found here today. Insane, actually, that NAVI get that much space to rotate all the way back from 4 players deep in bathroom, all the way around to the B site, and they're still there earlier than Vitality go for the hit. In fact, they even get to throw the KO knife in to confirm they're actually there. It is a bit of a misplay from Vitality. Again, even seeing that many players on the other side of the map, I think that's where you need to accelerate into the B site, even if there's 1 or 2. You know that otherwise those rotations are coming in because they've cleared bathroom. They don't see anything on A short.
Operator in play now. Alexic immediately looking for that fight, and he dropped a spike to swing out. A little wild from Ruxic. He's done a lot of damage, but hasn't got the kill for it. Safe just trying to lock down the other side of the map. Now, having this Sentinel alongside the Viper, it does leave you in a spot of almost double lurking at times. Looking at that dimensional drift. Now, obviously with Durka low, he can still work as a recon. He's invincible for the time that he's in that. And the push coming in once again. Safe's watching for it, but Angel is winning that fight. He's been doing well in the last couple of rounds. Ultimate even going to be garnered, so they try and use any utility. He might be able to take it away.
And these walls that Vitality put up to keep NAVI back have come falling down as Les is out of the round as well. That's both of their pieces of utility on short gone, and with a flank coming in from Alexic, with the spawn being held, these players are completely boxed in. Durka uses his gate crash to reposition, now has an angle up in heaven and a chance. He knows someone's coming from back, that's his target, and he is locked in, but it's Hero and Angel. A chance for at least the trade, and it will be found, but it's Xiao wrapping into the spawn that finds it, kicks it with 1, suspects the flank, thinks that Alexic will come in this direction, crosses the off, and lives to tell the tale, but the sees it's causing problems. And an easy spray for Xiao will close out the round. 4-1 lead, just like the previous map, but this time it's NAVI who are dominating these early rounds.
Yeah, and the worrying thing is they're not even changing up too much what they're doing. It's these aggressive pushes through showers that are causing so many issues. They're just re-aggressing in the mid-round, taking that control, catching the lurkers, and it almost feels like then Vitality are forced to aggressively push. Okay, we've lost too much map control. We have to try and do something. The other scary prospect is, do you know how many ultimates they've used in the process? None. They have used 0. They're absolutely nothing. They are 1 away from having all 5 of them online at the same time. And sure, they're building up on the other side as well, but you'd at least hope 1 or 2 were gone.
Yeah, very much so. Baiting those out can often be seen as a silver lining of losing a round like that, although more so in a round like this, the one coming, where I don't think Vitality will go for a full investment. You can see in the bottom right, that's Vitality. They don't look that healthy economically, and sure, Kix will have the rifle. He's running his credits all the way down to their last to do so, but it'll be a mixed bag. Looking at the ults you're up against as well, if there's a response from NAVI there, this could set Vitality way back in terms of where, because presumably they're going to put some ults of their own, and if they go for that, maybe the orbital strike off Durka's ult. And it's a big decision to be made. We've seen rifles bought and sold, but I think the right call, and I think where we'll see them end up, is on that light buy. A couple bits and pieces scattered throughout, and a likely 5-1 start from NAVI. And in that regard, NAVI's objective here is just to keep most ultimates online, so they have a reaction in the following round, when Vitality will be a bit more punchy.
Also, bigger picture, that sort of built it up at the beginning of the map, that it's been NAVI's attack sides that have been the better of the lot. 8 rounds on the attack side versus Fnatic, 9 rounds versus GX. So they've already proven to be a very competent attack side team. They get to 5 or 6 rounds, they'll be happy, but definitely not from this point.
Well, you said 8 rounds on attack against Fnatic. Wasn't that an overtime game? So they only...
An overtime loss.
Loss, indeed, but they only got 4 on the defense. They've already hit that mark, so this is a huge step up from NAVI, and again, maybe looked at as, oh, that's insane! The Prowler didn't catch him, and Ruxic's caught them all instead! They tried to pick their battles, isolate some fights, but the battle chose them. And it's only less. Oh, that's a disaster of a round. At least they didn't go for the full investment, or this would be a very sad story.
Well, it's also, I believe, their own smoke that he's used to dodge the Prowler. So, yeah, that's nightmare fuel. As you said, lucky they didn't put too much into this round.
I do feel like they've been robbed a little bit, though, because he'd stepped out of the smoke. The Prowler went from looking to, from its perspective, the left to the right. So it did have him in front of them. But as you said, I think maybe a part of that smoke was just enough in the way of the Prowler's calculation. Either way, I mean, if I'm putting that Prowler in and it's not catching him, I am fuming.
Why, it's not even that. If I'm the person that gets shot in the face after the Prowler goes in,
Oh, yeah.
I'm fuming.
But the person, all 4 of them.
I find the first one. I feel like the next 3 know there's a guy there. The first one's just like, well, why didn't the Prowler find anyone?
Les did get an off out of this, which he's also found a pick with. It's not bad as far as damage.
Yeah, he'll be able to potentially hand that over, but just look where the spike is. Winning the round is not happening, and Angel's having a wonderful little time, a little jaunt to try and find him. But yeah, there should be no way that Les goes down from this position unless somebody can fly. So there you go, NAVI. They will get that conversion round. Honestly, 2 kills and operator for free. It's not the worst case, but I'm now looking at Vitality and going, okay, if you don't wake up soon, you're not just being eliminated, you're being blitzed out of this match.
Set 4, it was actually 3 players got shot in the head, Tom. The other was a body spray, so poor accuracy from Ruxic. I mean, you really come to expect more from him. But actually for Vitality, they can be pretty happy with that. Like, considering a horrendous start, Les gets 2 picks, finds an off as well. Big buff for them coming into this round. But the main thing is, we said they wanted to look at that as a success in terms of baiting out Navi's ults. No surprise they don't do that when 4 players die immediately. And now there's all 5 to work with. There are a couple there for Vitality, as we said before, and it will be Dimensional Drift sent through. But Lamps is completely clear, so no easy connection to combine with Kicks' ultimate.
It's almost all 10 ults at the start of the round. Les was the one that was missing, and there you go. That's now online as well. He's managed to catch out Alexic, so that showstopper has been removed, and they're just pausing while no command is available. A wrap around.
What?
It is. It's the timing, though. Les now goes back in the other direction. Ults are being spammed. The weapons have been taken away, and that's going to cause the problem. These ultimates are being well utilized by the side of Vitality. Ruxic is still a thorn in their side first. Second as well. Somehow this round has become Dangerous Hero. Emerges from the smoke, but does he expect a player to his right? He may not need to, but eventually Durka will strike. Ruxic now with all the information, but with all 3 players grouping up, this should be impossible.
It should be. Hell, he almost got away with a ninja defuse earlier, so you got to be careful with this guy once that spike is tapped. But when it comes to the position, it's wide open for these Vitality players. They've got a reveal on Unfake. As you said, no smoke. It's just coming online now. It's bought a little bit more time for the opposition. He plays around it. Prowler spots him, though. And now they know Diffuse isn't being stuck. Peek from backside, clears it yet again, and Dirk is holding the smoke. Very nicely done by Vitality. It cost them a couple of ultimates, but they still have plenty more to fall back on, and some were used on the other side. So this is a great way to get back into the game if you're Vitality.
I think the Steel Garden was really well placed. Like, it's when all the fights were about to go off and just every single weapon removed from the players of the NAVI side. An important round to kickstart their attack side. But as said, plenty on the board financially for NAVI.
I want to see you crawl.
Operator even being thought about from Ruxic, but maybe thinking better of it. We'll see if they're going to be a little bit more patient when it comes to that Shower's aggression. Because bear in mind, last round it was watched by an op.
Well, clear direction from Vitality, at least in the beginning of this round. You'll have this play towards the B site, making some noise. We saw the decoy go through. They've cleared out Hookah. And then presence on the A site afterwards. It looks like for NAVI that they've cleared this space on B and then gone back to the A site. That's what they want their opponents to think. And look, already a rotation in this direction. The fake has worked, but I think they don't imagine it has. They're now moving towards the A site, which is a little bit more stacked up. Angels come in to support. They've played against their own hand.
Ruxic has just spotted ahead as well. Paranoia in. The Nightfall is going to force him to move. Alexic, though, holding onto that cross. Showstopper thrown in as well. It's only a trade, but it definitely slowed them down. And Angel spamming through. The lurk from Safe as well through Showers has been spotted. 30 seconds left. That's at least potentially going to deny the peak, but it hasn't worked out. Angel knows exactly where he is, even looking like he wants to take the fight, but with the fact that the spike's now down, it is all she wrote. Nothing more to be found. And Angel with that final fight, it is a blip for for NAVI and an immediate response.
I love that from Ruxic in the end. You know, he's 11-4. He's having a hell of a game. And then you know where the last player is. What does he do? He says, come on, Grams, I'm going to swing wide. He won't be able to hit me. It's an easy kill for you. And that's exactly what Angel gets. The full bait from Ruxic.
Why do I feel like it was the other way around? And Angel went, you jump for
Run
me.
over to that wall now!
Well, you go swing, and I'll kill him.
I need the orb. I need the orb. You have ult.
I'm still thinking back to Icebox the other day where... No. I peek.
Oh, well, Ruxic, he's had enough of playing passive. He's gone walking down on B long, spotted already by the Prowler. Play inside the pit. It's a dangerous game to play, and Les finds that out the hard way.
I like this. They also have Alexic just holding deep within the showers as well, so wrapping onto Hero is going to be incredibly difficult. They've then got the double stack up over on B, so they basically have everything covered, but with minimal players needed on that A site, they can put the extra personnel in. Angel also available potentially with a flash if they need it for the swing. Already setting up for them to go for it, and it is well placed. A perfect setup from NAVI. And well, Vitality have walked right into the trap.
This team's already been in similar position before, right? Looking at that group stage, they had to beat mates. They had to rely on BBL to make it here. Their road to Paris was almost cut short earlier on in this stage. And now the problem is, as this series goes on with an in-zone flawless to tack on top of it, NAVI with a 5-round lead on a half that, honestly, if they walked out after that 5-1, they ended up on 5. I'm still saying it's a good half for them. And now they're not only winning, they're doing so dominantly. It looks like Vitality are out of answers. Well, in the back of your head, you know, this is it. The last chance, perhaps the last hurrah of the final French team. All eyes of the home ground of that Champions event are going to be on Vitality. The weight of expectation certainly sitting heavy on their shoulders. And it looks like they're on their way out. They need something big to bounce them back into this one. That was a fight that we may do well to just forget.
I think we're going to see too many of those, and unfortunately for Vitality, they didn't even capitalize off it. A little bit of damage, but Alexic lives to tell the tale. No gun to be picked up. Now they've solved this ruse again. B is definitely the lighter of the sites, but the smokes being placed by Ruxic just make things so awkward. Like, you can't fight through those without it being a massive risk or committing Durka with the flashes. So that delay has been caused, and most of the time they've ended up double back to this A site, which has been stacked up, but this time maybe a little bit more of a question. The Prowler being heard, though, will immediately pull Angel back to this side.
That's what they want, though. We've had unsuccessful push and pulls from Vitality where they second-guessed themselves. Ended up on a triple back instead of a double back, and it ended up working in favor of NAVI. This time, they pull that rotation to A. They believe it's worked, and they're coming into the B side.
Paranoia. Like, there's so much utility left. They haven't baited out the utility that's dangerous. Paranoia is only going to be used onto the one. Now Xiao becomes in a little bit of trouble, but he's joined his teammate. They're going to just hold on to this hookah control instead.
There's nothing to deny the plan, so that's at least secured. And look, Vitality have a decent chance if they can get a proper foothold. It's going to be a 3-man push into elbow, running deep for this fight, but the knife is already revealed. In goes the Viper's Pit, though. That could be the turning point. You look at NAVI, what do they have to get back through? They've already used their boombot. They don't have a pit of their own. They don't have a reveal. This is going to be very difficult, especially with the pistols on the other side. The best case scenario for Vitality. They've lost kicks already. And Nate goes in deep. Drop down is good. Ruxic again. The man to bail NAVI out. That could have been an awful situation. But this man, ever the savior of this defensive side, has just locked in an 8th round.
Honestly, he's definitely been one of the signings of the season. Like, in terms of rookies coming into the league, I think NAVI would have been long gone if it wasn't for some of the individual brilliance we're seeing from this man. I love the fact that they throw the nade in. Like, you already know that there's a gap around the back of the pit. He plays above it. You put the nade in, forces them into awkward battles. But then he does the rest. Like, the rest of it's still not easy to achieve. But he's been so damn good. 16-4 in the server right now. real difference maker. Hero up there as well, Alexic next. We've spoken about this triplet of youngsters that is on that Na'Vi side, and they are thriving in a matchup versus, well, veterans. So we're talking about Durka, Les, and Safe, all within the same team. These are players who have been there, done that, got the t-shirt, internationals under their event, champions. Has definitely been attended and won by some of the players on the other side. And for the 3 rookies, I guess Hero's technically not a rookie, but for the 3 youngsters, not breaking a sweat.
No, it is looking easy. And look, Vitality, like I said, they've had their back against the wall before. You look back to playoffs, they looked dead and buried, and it seems like it's the same story here. The road not looking like it will be traveled all the way to its end, all the way to Paris. But for Vitality, all they have to do is rise up from the dead, and they do it all the time. They did it in playoffs, but here and now, on the map pick of Navi, a team 8-2 in the lead, with some young guns shining, and even the old man on the squad going positive. This is where Vitality face their biggest challenge, with more pressure than I think they've seen as a roster, certainly as this roster.
Oh, okay.
Nice openings.
That's not a bad start. Les is traded out, but it's more so getting rid of Xiao. That's a lot of the information gone. It will put the pressure on Angel. I say that, he has already walked almost all the way to the spawn. So the other 2 players, the 2 players you're most worried about if you're Vitality, have been able to group up on that B site. They are walking into the heavier of the 2, but the dimensional drift will give them that information. It will put some serious pressure onto Hero, who has now been spotted within the tube. Brooksick runs out to try and help, and actually works as a distraction. Eventually he's dealt with. Now it's Angel in the clutch. Most of the time I'd be banking on Safe and Durka, but he's so well placed. He needs to get his gun out. Safe walking in, and he's already lost Durka on the other side. Angel with a chance to put the nail in the coffin, but Safe will save the day. It's been a rough map so far, but at least they'll be able to close out that one.
A 3rd round on the board. I mean, it is a little consolation prize, a thin silver lining on an otherwise very dark cloud, but losing this one, that would have been it. You lose a clutch to Angel like that. And you got to give props as well to Hero. Oh, and he got 3 kills in the tube. They knew he was there. Nice. You can see the stress.
That is the stress of a man who almost lost a 1v2 to Hung.
And Angel still going positive. All thanks to that wide swing from Brooksick. 8-3, big play. Alexa going in early. Reveal is there to open the doors, and the opt to follow up, but no one is home. Vitality sending this in the other direction. We may see that rotate from Angel. May not get here in time. This looks like it'll be a more direct play from Vitality. Unless Les is able to land himself a little something. They've slowed it down.
Been fairly hit and miss from him. The battle to just try and stop Na'Vi pushing this side of the map hasn't been going well. He knew Alexic was going to be there, but doing anything about it has been a problem. Already losing half the map, and it almost feels like they're then forced into a committal elsewhere. The knife is going to give the game away, and now they know that Angel will have rotated. That's going to leave them nervous. 2 players stacked up. They've done decently well, but Xiao coming up with 2 keeps the advantage in their favor.
Look how low Durka is as well. Angel still sitting around here. He failed his 1v2, and this time he will have backup, but a little bit later. He needed to buy time as he bought enough for Hero to land this flank. And it doesn't look like he has, as they quickly make the rotation through the teleporter. The A site plan to be locked in. It's going to put Safe 1 away from ultimate. Durka on 4 HP. They need a big play. The nade, not in the right spot.
No, he's forcing them forward. He forced them into Hero. The nade was just to deny the 1 plant spot that was actually safe from the flanker coming in. That's a brilliant nade placement that pushed them in to Hero. And of course, well, with kills like that, it's all too easy. A 9-3 half coming through for Na'Vi. Vitality on their last legs. They need to turn it after this.
Your body knows. A sense of victory. Seized when mind, movement, and gear ignite as one. Now, step into your zone. Designed to win.
NAVI and Vitality fighting to stay in the running for champions, the biggest event of the year, but we will be losing one of these teams after this series. And they are no strangers to each other. But Tom, it looks like we're going to get the same old result as we have so many times before, a 2-0 for NAVI in 3 out of their last 4 previous matches.
Yeah, well, the 2-1's what breaks them up, and that's exactly what's needed from Vitality if they're going to be able to turn this. But it's a terrifying position to be in, a team that they've struggled to beat, a team that is 9-3 in the lead on their map choice, on their weaker half of the map. Well, everything points towards a NAVI victory at this stage. And you now have to look at those players on the other side. Players like Durka, who has been to champions many a time, who's won internationals less, who is a champions winner. Back with Loud. They need to dig deep and find another level in this second half, otherwise this is game over.
9-3. The pistol round carrying so much weight for Vitality. An injection of rounds for NAVI may send them straight to the finish line. It's on this defense. A lot of control, a lot of slowing and stopping power on A. On B, they look for aggression. Standing outside that smoke was Durka, back up further from Unfake. And it is just a wide net being set by NAVI as they look for aggression. And they find it. Nice shot from Alexic.
He is sharp. Going into this attack side, he's definitely going to be a focal point. He's even spamming through, but the reload has been heard. Durka was tempted, not knowing how many are on the other side, and Alexic has already fallen back, regimented in his positioning. Angel is trying to push up on the other side. There's a nasty setup with that Arc Rose flash ready to pop if anybody tries to activate that one. Alexic is still expecting aggression, but Durka, with a nice shot, will even things back up. 30 seconds, Mitch. This is getting a little bit late now for NAVI.
They found opening pick, but then they stalled out. Going back towards the A site. Viper Vice there, the setup. Well, the setup is to slow the bath push, and that's where Vitality are looking to fight, but they've got 2 here. Guns trained on the angle, safe to find the opening.
Wall, though.
The wall's going to block them out. The jump goes over to start with. The other 2 make it through. Okay, they're on site. 10 seconds left. The plant needs to be found. It has to be stuck as Hero bails them out of this situation. But still, Les is here. No ability to deny the plant. Hero's got another! NAVI suddenly in the lead with flying colors. It looks like they may have passed this test. Only Les stands to challenge them. 3 players to drop, time against him. And they just bail out of these aggressive positions, falling back to play together. They know Les is coming from this angle. He might be able to catch the jump on one, but now they're locked in. Time ticking, Diffuse not being stuck. Les tries to find one, but the crossfire is too strong. And double digits locked in now for NAVI.
Insane. Like, the Heroes just turned this round in his head. We were raving about Rooksik up the top of the board. He's now been overtaken. Hero, a man who had a pretty rough performance in the match versus GX, and hey, I don't know what their performance coach is doing, but evidently Hero is having a better day. Calm and collected, and just decimating the opponents. And just look at the other side. Like, other than Durka, it really has just been a bleak display on this map for Vitality. They had a really good chance with how little time was left on the clock, and even still the round slips away.
Well, I said coming into this series, whoever wins it needs to dominate their opponents. It cannot be a game of inches.
Oh, it's risky.
Because when it comes to facing off against Heretics, if it's a close matchup here, it should be a pretty concise one in favor of Heretics. But this is inspiring faith. A different level hit by NAVI. When push comes to shove, when elimination is on the line, this squad seems to have locked in. Vitality better hope that that's a temporary burst of energy. They have a huge climb back into this map, into this series. And, well, it doesn't really start here, you'd imagine. All classics, Outlaw and play on the other side. Hero still fragging on the Ghost.
Hero's got Ghost. Like, I don't know if they even stand a chance. Been eliminated by Save. Kicks with a nasty angle, but it's almost like a paid-away shot. Trying to way back around, trying to group back up. Of course, they know that normally NAVI will be running either 4 rifles or 3, depending on the scenario. So They need at least a couple of kills to make this one costly, and Alexic is waiting and watching the jump across. It's used as bait, but whoa, that was like aim practice for Alexic. 11-3. Oh, Mitch. It's going to have to be a pretty big streak for Vitality if they're going to remain, not just in the tournament, in the year. This is the end of their year if they lose this map.
Yeah, I mean, we talked earlier about them rising from the dead, but now they've got a couple feet of dirt to dig through, even if that happens. 11-3 is such a difficult scoreline, especially when NAVI are playing the way that they are. It feels like they have so many big players to rely on. It was Ruxic throughout that first half. Hero started to step up towards the end, and he has not gone anywhere on the side switch. For Vitality, they need heroes of their own. Dirk has been having a decent game, but he's got to be godlike to drag them across the line.
Just about escaped with his life. Hero is just going to activate the wall, put some doubt in the minds of the opponent, of course. With the Viper wall up, it sells the possibility that they could have lost control, but not the case here. Alexic already knows that there's a man just around this corner, wants to fight. His aim in the second half has just been crispy as hell. Headshot percentage going through the roof. Facing off against a team, bear in mind that the year started with kickoff going swimmingly and a top 4 at a Masters. They might be about to not just beat Vitality, but decimate them. And with Durka now already low, less already gone, Safe is going to be that point of contact, and I think he's about to get trapped in by a Seize.
Oh yeah, there is quite a bit of utility coming his way. Snake bites, grenades. And there's not much to say about this round. Vitality, they've only taken Ruxic down. Now it's a 4v2 playing into the post plant.
Spike planted.
Taken
At least finding the first onto Alexic.
Okay.
Another from Kicks. Okay, we spoke about some saviors of Vitality, and we may well have found them. Kicks and Unfake, they fall so quickly thereafter. NAVI came into this game, and the climb to get all the way back from this lower bracket all the way to champions, it is a steep one. But where there were mountains, especially Vitality, a hell of a climb up against them. There were mountains, and they have made them move one round with 9 chances to close this out and send the final French organization out of the running for Champs Paris.
Yeah, they are turning a mountain into a molehill and making it look easy. Well, right at the depths. We said it all the way through. Oh, they've got to dig deep. They've got to step up. It doesn't seem like it's happening. I've been waiting to see the life in Vitality, and NAVI have stamped it out round after round after round. This team is definitely making a statement. Their game versus GX was shaky. It was not the NAVI that we expected to see. Many, including myself, predicted them to take victory in that game, and I think GX have proven that even versus Liquid, they can fight versus the best of them. Definitely seems like there's still some competition in this lower bracket run. Heretics awaiting the victor here, and Unfake awaiting his demise.
Oh, well, he will not go quietly into the night. Becomes the nightmare himself for NAVI. A nice double opener, and Durka following up. It looks like they've stabilized, but so late in the game with so much more to do. And still, it's no formality.
Hero's
Taking
alive.
down Hero and
Ruxic's
Ruxic.
alive.
Yeah, this is not a
30
guaranteed
seconds left.
round by any metric. They're going to look to push the tap first. They now play close. Molly goes in, but they come out of the smoke. It's only Hero. He's alone, but still managing to push. Find picks and give them a damn good chance.
Oh, Viper's Pit as well. Two players looking to come in from the flank, but it will create an awkward scenario. Ruxic also playing within it, looking to try and find the fight of anybody around. He's looking for a gap, and Safe is the only man on the other side. They're going to try and wrap back around on the Vitality side. This should have been a formality. This should have been a done deal. But these two are looking to try and make this the end of the run completely.
Where are you?
End of the line. Unfake into the pit. Already down low. Hero has been dealt with, and they will live to fight another day. Vitality still stand for now.
Oh, that was way too close, though. with the pit up. I mean, they're lucky that we didn't any longer have a snake bite on Hero to slow down that push. That Ruxic was looking the wrong way as they pushed back into the pit. This could have gone so badly wrong. The 2v5 denied, a round won by Vitality, and an immediate pause coming out of NAVI. They've still got an extra one after this, and plenty of rounds to burn. 8 in a row needed from this point forward for Vitality to get an overtime. They need to win the overtime, and then they need to win Corrode. The scary thing is, Tom, if you add up if you were to just add those 7 rounds from Haven in here, they still would be trailing.
I wonder if this is just like a cheese round. Like, I wonder if they've got something in their back pocket that's just like, okay, this will close it now, or something was witnessed in that round where it's like, you're getting ahead of yourself. And I think it might be the latter. Like, just, okay, there was some swings in that round I didn't like to see. There was some aggression that wasn't necessary. Let's not even give them a look in, because a little bit of confidence on Durka, a return to form from Safe, and this could go back the other way. Do I believe it will? No.
Absolutely.
I've been trying to build that narrative the entire match. But unfortunately, Vitality haven't been playing ball. NAVI, on the other hand, as you said, 8 chances to close. Hero, like, there was a moment we were looking at Rook 6, 16-4. He slowed down, and Hero's just gone, oh, you need a break? I'll pick up the load, and just takes over the game.
It's not even that. Ruxic can't speed up anymore. He can't keep pace because Hero's taking all his gas.
Yeah,
he's
running
eliminating
into the
everyone.
swarm to kill
Exactly. The guy is just gone, no, you're not getting any more because they're mine. 12-4. A dominant display from NAVI, a bump in the road, a pause called immediately.
Showstopper.
And the orb taken for the showstopper indeed. Angel one away from an ult of his own. Now, they don't have anything to find players with the haunt already used. That showstopper may be kept in the back pocket for a little bit, but if they do send it up through short, there's a lot of targets waiting.
Yeah, they don't want to wait for the execution, and that's a great call. Quick double, and also they got rid of the showstopper. That is worth its weight in gold for Vitality.
I mean, we were just a couple seconds away from seeing that put in by the looks of things, so right place, right time, great read, and great reaction. Oh, Dirk is caught out a little bit, but Angel fails to punish. The advantage still sitting with the defense. They don't need to play aggressive. They don't need to take risks, and perhaps they'll regret doing so. Never mind, it's Durka. He manages to take Angel down. Ruxic swinging around, looking for more targets, and he's found out there's plenty more in and around this space. Durka with one. And Xiao won't be able to capitalize. We found that pick, immediately turns on to Durka. Perhaps there was something, but 12-5 locked in. 7 in a row now needed.
They managed to hold on in that one. I really like the decision making. I think it's very easy if you're a team sort of being battered in this manner to just go, okay, we're going to hide, we're going to play passive. I don't want to be the one to make the final mistake. I don't want to be the one to give the game away. I don't want to be the one to be remembered for that moment that let us slip away from a chance of making it to Paris. They didn't do that. They got aggressive. They got in their opponent's face. They denied them that showstopper. Now they have a lot of ultimates of their own. Dimensional drift. And that orbital strike is the one that really stands out to me. Chance for plant denial, although Kix is taking quite an aggressive stance. A straight bullet could be a problem for him. Never mind, it's a problem for Ruxic instead! And also for Xiao. He will be dealt with in the end, and that's a pretty hefty upgrade for Alexic.
Yeah, but Unfake dropping the spike and then falling. If he stays alive, they're huge advantage, but a good punish by Angel puts them back into a winnable spot, especially with a showstopper. And if that's in post-plant, this could be huge. Flank coming in from less. It's going to be early as well. The information going Durka's way. He's cleared out everything towards the triple box. He hasn't yet found out where Angel is. Problem is, he's all alone and Les is on fire. 6 now locked in for Vitality. But Tom, the worrying thing for me is we have seen discipline from NAVI when it comes to using those ultimates. No early pops, and that means there's still 4 online coming into the next. The only one they're missing is Hero, used to attempt to win out that 2v5 earlier. This is a powerful round that they'll face.
Even so, I feel like these are some confidence-building rounds. The last aggressive play worked out wonderfully. Kicks being able to get a double there through the smoke. Like, these are all moments that are going to start making you believe, okay, I'm not just getting washed here by the NAVI Storm. Of course, it's an incredibly long way to go, but the fact that we didn't really see only the Dimensional Drift used, nothing else. Vitality still have ultimates of their own, but all it takes is one for Na'Vi. And I mentioned maybe they'd have a cheese round in the strat book. Doesn't seem to be the case. I think it was just getting ahead of themselves a little.
Kicks got hit by the knife. They know he's here. They know Orbital Strike could come through. That's a massive pick from Alexic, though. In goes the Showstopper now. Quick space take. If it's fired in that corner, it could do so much damage, perhaps, but no kills just yet. Kicks holding on for dear life as Ruxic finds one. Hero with another. But these players now in a bad position. It's Hero and Xiao. They have to deal with Kicks in this corner. He's so low, and the spam will take him out safe, all alone. He's taking their weapons and taking down Xiao with Angel falling in the ult eventually. It's a 1 versus 1. Hero with the chance to lock this in here and now. And he'll take the spike, at least elsewhere. It may end up back on this B site.
It feels like he's tried to bait Safe into a rotation. It's now a game of cat and mouse. Who falls to the other?
He's gone.
In terms of the ruse, no. Safe has opted to stick around, staying on the right side of the map. The read from him is sublime, and of course the sound
Toxin screen
30
down.
likely to be made. As the drop down comes in, it's just patient from Hero, but Safe played it perfectly. A Red Bull clutch to keep them in it. It was looking like that could be the beginning of the end, but when they needed him, he stepped up.
I think the rotate to A just seemed too obvious to him as he went to rotate. He second-guessed himself. And this time it was the right read. Very nicely done. His Vitality. They were inches away from this one slipping out of their control. The ult from Safe got him the first, and managing to pick them off after. He has bought them a lifeline with 5 rounds in a row needed. This task looking more and more manageable as the rounds go on. And Navi investing a lot in terms of their ultimates there, finding an opening beforehand as well. That's a big danger dealt with early, and a danger that might not come back into play before overtime.
Again, we're seeing this aggression out from the defensive side. Growing in confidence, still playing their own game. Ruxic not going to take that fight. Doesn't want to give up an early opener. And a very passive hold currently over on that A side. They have the Orbital Strike, they have the Nightfall for the retake, so they don't need to be over-aggressive when they have less personnel. With those ults now dissipated, it definitely becomes a tougher task. Utility has been removed by Angel, and now the pressure's going to be onto Les, but it doesn't look like he felt the pressure whatsoever. Ruxic has TP'd behind them though, and now Les is boxed in. Needs to try and take a fight, has support, but never mind, he's managed to dodge the utility, leaving Ruxic as the only player on this side of the map. The TP is going to give the game away for Hero as well, and Kicks just runs in behind him. This streak of rounds starting to look worrying as Vitality now have hit 5 in a row. That's halfway.
That could be the next pause used up by Navi. That gap is now looking very scary indeed. 4 rounds in a row needed. Ults used the round before to no avail for Navi, and close as some rounds may be, not this one, but some of the others, they haven't been able to push it across the line. Now you start to wonder, can they? And indeed, the pause comes through. I think it's the right time for it. And it's the last opportunity for Navi to speak with their coaching staff. If they cannot put an end to this momentum, Vitality's pressure may be taken off their shoulders very soon.
This is what we're talking about though. Like, we know that Angel is that solid attack side caller, but it seems like right now it's like players starting to step up on the Vitality side, individually hitting their shots, winning those fights, and then just a few missteps in terms of like maybe a flash not quite hitting, or somebody getting away with a lot more than they should in terms of options for trades. The Vitality players, wow. Basically, after I said I didn't believe in them anymore, decided to come alive. It's always good to completely cast a curse, but as the final French organization, we didn't want to see them go out on a whimper. As said, they've done more than 50% of the work at this stage. 5 of the 9. The question is, can they get those final 4, or will Na'Vi manage to find the gap? This round's looking like the least likely.
Time to jump.
And knowing Na'Vi, somehow probably be the one they win.
Yeah, we'll see a little 3K from Ruxic with the Sheriff.
Cover going out.
Perhaps Alexic rips someone's head off.
That's if Hero doesn't get there first.
Yeah. It's not a ghost, okay? So give him a chance.
Oh, you're doubting... Okay, you're doubting Hero Sheriff. Just all I needed to hear.
Okay. Hopefully I won't come to regret that.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Never mind.
As I was saying. It's worked out well for me. It's worked out well for Vitality. Around that, they don't want to be committing ults in. They don't want to be giving NAVI a chance, a foot in the door. I know that pause will have been about the next, but given the chances, they'll take them here. And Vitality doing very well to limit the opportunities given to their opponents.
Not a whole lot of space to be found. Smoke will be fading, but the second it does, Vitality players are ready for a peek on either front. Oh, Ruxic trying to make space. It's just not working out for them. Angel hoping that he can maybe get through, and actually he's managed to take the wall down, but again, it's another double peek. All of this from Durka and Les has been perfect, making sure there's no 1v1 duels. And while Seb Ruxic will be getting a 3K, he's going to need to get 5 in 25 seconds.
Would be impressive. Training simulation. Well, he's got a good idea where Durka is. Paranoia even committed. There's one. There's a rifle. Might just be Ruxic running for the hills. Economy damage here. What's that going to do?
10 seconds left.
Vitality will keep buying until the game is done.
Cover going out.
DD will just look to hold on to this as the final seconds tick off the clock. 12-9 on the board, and you look towards Navi's future. We could potentially have 2 very strong buys. Ultimates could be there, but mainly we're looking at Hero. He should have a pit before the game is over. If we're farming orbs on Alexic, perhaps the showstopper as well. But really, so many of those advantages have faded. All of the runway that they had has now become very, very short, and we're getting close to the trees for Vitality. They just got to keep doing the same. They've got their ultimates to work with. They have 3 rounds to play for, 3 ultis to use within them. Dirk is going to have Dimensional Drift, have the op every round as well. I didn't believe at all, but now I'm starting to doubt.
It's more so I'm starting to, get nervous for NAVI that the pressure might be getting to them. This game should have been over and done with a long, long time ago. And as things have gone by, Vitality have looked to improve. That's huge from Alexic, though. He's dived into the site, looking to try and take the space alone. The rest of the team a little bit late on the follow-up. In fact, they've been denied by the orbital strike. Angel's made it into the site, but teammate trapped behind the wall. They're also caught out at the moment. Angel manages to get one. Even while being pushed, he still kept himself at least traded evenly, and it's an awkward spray, but even still, Vitality have come out on top again.
Lots of damage done. That Molly evening it up a little bit with Ruxic down to 43. Kicks in safe, easily taken down in the next fights. It's less rotating through that they will wait for and look to take this together. A blob, a 3-man group just pushing through. Trades are the name of the game. If they can make them even, they'll come out on top with this round. The timing here, there's options if they don't split up for NAVI to run around. Whether it's in lamps, playing up behind them, there's going to be gaps to be played with. They'll have to play out of this smoke to get near the spike, popping one of their own down, but Ruxic sprays in, lands onto Les, kicks with a 3rd in this round, and safe on 30 HP, swinging wide, drops Angel. Again, a close round, one with chances, with promise for NAVI, but they cannot get it across the line.
I can't believe we've got here. It makes no sense. It's like Vitality have flipped the switch and turned into the better team by a considerable margin, and all the things that were going right for NAVI have just completely disappeared. This isn't even going to be a full purchase for them. You're looking at a few pistols alongside a couple of hero rifles. And somehow Vitality have got that 9-round deficit down to just 2.
And what should be 1. This next buy round is for overtime. NAVI, they'll hope to walk out of this, and they should, even if they lose every player. That's a pit for the next. That's an ult on Ruxic, a few orbs for Alexic, and you can still have decent ultis for that final fight. There goes Alexic down. Only 1 orb for him. Ruxic up top, he's got 1. The flash is good, though. He's denied. Vitality just need to stick to their principles, stick to the fundamentals here. They've got the weapon advantage. Ruxik
Oh my
got
God.
a spray through the box, but he's dropped immediately. This isn't going anywhere, and it's Sheriff's left in the hands of NAVI until Angel finds a Guardian. It's a narrow enough margin, but Vitality have woken up.
I think the round definitely died with Ruxik. Still made me believe for a moment, but his Kicks, the controller on the other side, who really has had a step up in this second half, now finds himself just a few kills behind Durka. I bet my money that if NAVI had unlimited pauses, there'd be one every single round right now, because they are choking to, well, a degree we've only seen from one other team in the league.
Oh no.
12-11. Vitality. They had nothing to make me believe that they would win 9 rounds in a row, and now we sit with 8 in a row and just 1 needed.
1 buy round, that's what it all comes down to. For NAVI, 2 away from a showstopper, 2 away from a null command. The orb, the plant, that could play a big role. For Vitality, there are pitfalls in that sense to fall into. If an opening pick is given to the wrong player, this round could become so very difficult. If they lose the site, the pit will have to be fought back through, and it very nearly turned a 2v5 into their favor. 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. Less lucky there weren't more bullets fired in that spam. He almost went down.
They're gonna push. Oh, Xiao just about is able to escape through the TP, but that is map control and an immediate teleport to the other side of the map for Durka. He's looking to bolster up this A site. Tag already onto Unfake. Kicks, as said. He has really stepped up in the TP behind. This just might go unnoticed. No, it has been realized at least. And Durka just about survives. His ult keeps him standing.
This is huge. He's popped his ult. He can spot where that Viper is. Call for the spams. Call for the wraparounds. And in fact, it's going to be a swing out from Xiao to disrupt. In the meantime, Hero slips away. They need to track him inside the pit. They've got to drop that soon, or this round will be so difficult to get back onto that spike. He's wrapped all the way around to Lamps, and they can't find him. With Angel and Ruxik answering up, it's only safe. A 1v2 through the pit. He needs the defuse. And up against the numbers as well. He'll catch one. But the time ticking. And that player not found from within the pit. The wraparound from Hero is perfect. He's bought all the time in the world. And a snake bite sent flying could end this here and now. The damage done. The classic to close. They pushed back against NAVI. But NAVI push harder. 13-11. 2-0. As history repeats itself for NAVI. That will be Vitality, the final French organization, out of the running for champions.